There used to be a lot of mobile racing games. I mean, there still are, but it's a little different. There are games like Asphalt 8 and CSR Racing and Extreme Car Driving Simulator. And for some reason, there were multiple parking simulators, and some of them weren't actually parking simulators. But we all know and love them, and some of them are still here today, while others have unfortunately bit the dust. And those, my friends, are the ones I'm going to go over. Before I get into this video, I just want to say thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers. That is crazy considering I just hit 1,000 a couple months ago. I have socials if you guys want to follow those, but this is wild. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate that you appreciate my stuff. I won't waste your time any longer though, let's get on with the video. Gear Club is made by Eden Games. It's a very authentic racing game with a lot to offer. They offer a ton of locations and cars to drive them on. They even go more in depth, allowing you to see the engine bay and the interior. You can customize your car by adding body kits and performance modifications, while also dabbling with your powertrain, suspension, and other things. Honestly, it's not a bad game at all. I would play it a lot back when it was really popular. It never seemed like a game that did too much either. It just had a perfect balance of everything, and the game having tons of details gave it a lot of character. The graphics are also pretty good for a mobile game. I don't know when the game was released, but the earliest I can remember playing it was in 2016. It's currently delisted from the Google Play Store, but if you have Aptoid, you can still play it. The game still works offline, so if you want a pretty nice racing game, look no further. Adrenaline Racing Hypercars was a 3D racing game made by Skylick Technologies. It was released on April 8th, 2015, and it was last updated on October 22nd of that same year. There's 40 cars from a wide range of manufacturers and over 6 tracks for you to play on. Get this, there are over 80 missions for you to accomplish. So unless you're 7 years old and can beat the game in 3 hours, you got a lot to do. I have actually never played this game. This game stopped working a while ago, which sucks because from the gameplay I've seen, the game seems pretty good. So whoever was able to play the game during the few months it was up, you're pretty lucky. Indestructible is a 4-player PvP made by Glue. It was released on September 14th, 2012, and was last updated on April 17th, 2013. In this game, you load your car up with weapons to blast other players and take them down. From laser guns to rocket launchers to cannons, there's a lot of ways to body someone. You can even perform flips. What racing game allows you to perform flips? And this all comes with 4 arenas set in a post-apocalyptic world. Now this was a very old game. I do remember playing it on my Kindle. You guys remember when Kindles were a big thing? Yeah, those fell off. I don't remember too much from the game, but it did keep me entertained when I was younger. This was one of those games that I just randomly downloaded when I first got my Kindle. You guys remember when you were younger and you first got your device and you just started downloading a bunch of games because you didn't know what was out there? The game is delisted from the Google Play Store and it's not even on Aptoid. But even if you somehow manage to still have it like I do, the game doesn't work anymore. Glue kind of chopped a lot of their games. But yeah, this was a cool game of the past. I wish it was still up. Sports Car Challenge is a game made by Deep Silver that is now owned by Volkswagen. Yes, the actual Volkswagen company. It's a high-end racing experience with tons of sports cars. Play on real-world tracks with a variety of luxury sports cars, all owned by Volkswagen. Yeah, if you didn't know, Lamborghini is owned by Volkswagen. This game is pretty nice. One of my favorite features is that you can check the interior, and the main menu theme was super chill. They even made a second game. The games used to be on the Google Play Store, but now they're only on the Apple App Store. So yes, if you have an iPhone, you can still play these games. Even though the graphics are a bit dated, it's still a pretty good racing game, so I'd recommend trying it out. Project Cars Go was a game made by Come To Us. It was released on March 22nd, 2021 and was last updated on September 2nd of that year. There were tons of cars you can get, from normal sports cars to GT3 cars, and even prototypes. You can customize your car with different colors and liveries, and you can use the mix paint feature to add unique colors. The biggest issue with this game was that it was a tap racer. Anybody who plays mobile racing games absolutely hates tap racers. It's just a stupid concept in general. There's another game on this list that does the same thing. Racing games are supposed to be immersive and fun, not lazy and boring. This game is delisted from the Google Play Store, as it should be, and even if you get it on Aptoid, the game just crashes. This game deserved to die out. This was honestly a stupid trend. Way to ruin the reputation of a somewhat underrated series. Angry Birds Go is Angry Birds racing game made by Rovio. It was released on December 10th, 2013 and was last updated on January 2nd of 2019. In this game, instead of destroying pigs, you're racing against them. Jump into tons of tracks that feature stunt roads, air courses, and off-roading. Continuously upgrade your car to get it to peak performance. You can also unlock and play the many birds from the series, who each have their own specific power-up. There is even a local multiplayer mode, which a lot of mobile games don't have. The game is currently delisted on the Google Play Store, but you can get it on Aptoide, and it does seem to still work. The game's okay. I think they could have done a lot more with it than they did, especially graphics wise. Also, the AI is incredibly difficult. I understand why they removed it, but it was a pretty cool concept. I just wish they put more into it. Perfect Shift is a drag racing game made by Lexter. You can race different opponents in industrial areas, city streets, or abandoned tunnels. There's about 25 different cars to choose from, and you can upgrade things like your engine, turbo, nitrous, and aerodynamics. You can customize your car, but it's only just the paint and design. The game is currently delisted from the Google Play Store, but you can get it on Aptoide. It's pretty fun. I really enjoyed it back then. It won't blow you away graphically, but it's still pretty nice. And I like how the cars look similar to their licensed counterparts. There's even a little story to follow, so that's cool. If you can download the game, give it a shot. It's not the greatest, but it's still impressive. 2XL Racing was made by 2XL Games. It was released on October 14, 2014 and was last updated on August 18, 2017. It takes place in the city of Los Angeles where you compete to be the best driver. There are tons of licensed cars in this game with authentic sounds for each one of them. Upgrade your car to boost horsepower, lose weight, and improve your race time. And there are hundreds of wheels and color options to choose from. And you can even make a custom license plate, which is great. This is like one of the few drag racing games that allows you to customize your license plate. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store, but even if you got it on Aptoide, the servers are shut down. Which sucks because this game is super cool. One of the very few viable CSR competitors. I'd argue and say the game was just as good. It sucks that you can no longer play it though. Nitro Nation Stories was a game made by Creative Mobile. It's a different game from the original Nitro Nation, where instead of drag racing, you're street racing. And during its peak, it did collabs with Slap Train and Fetty Wap. The game is currently delisted in most places, and even if you have it, you can't play it, the servers are down, which is also kind of crazy considering the circumstances with one of their collaborators. The game wasn't that bad, although I never played it that much. I wish they didn't completely change the game by integrating Fetty Wap into the story, but other than that, it was fairly decent. GT Racing 2 was a racing simulator made by Gameloft. It was released on November 14th, 2013 and was last updated on October 28th, 2021. The game is an extremely realistic racing sim and was considered one of the best of its time. The game featured a lot of cool stuff, like a new physics model, a day and night cycle with different weather conditions, and different camera angles. Keep in mind, this is 2013, so at the time, not a lot of mobile games had this. And wait, they actually removed repair times and repair costs. Rare Gameloft W, back when Gameloft actually cared. Wouldn't we all want to go back to those times? You could even join teams and play against others in online multiplayer. The game is currently delisted from the Google Play Store and it's not even on Aptoide. Now honestly, this is by far one of the best racing games I've ever played. The cars, the tracks, just everything about it was super cool. The graphics are pretty dated, but for a game released in 2013, they're not that bad. Everything about it just screamed quality. It's like sitting in an old luxury car. It's not as good as the new ones, but you could definitely tell why it was great back then. All in all, I really enjoyed this game. But as I was playing it, I did get a message saying that the servers were going to be shut down on December 1st, which is honestly quite sad to hear. This is one of Gameloft's last quality games, so it sucks that it's going to be gone forever. I'll enjoy it as much as I can, and I encourage anyone able to do so as well. Abolt Overdrive was a portrait mode racer made by Gameloft. It was released on September 24th, 2014 and was last updated on October 5th, 2015. It's set in California with a new 80s environment. Perform tricks, avoid obstacles, and escape the cops. You know, typical 80s stuff. There was real-time lighting and particle effects to heighten the atmosphere, and there were tons of different cars to choose from. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store, and it is not on Aptoide. This game was pretty rad. I didn't play it much, but the styling was so cool. Even the effects were all 80s inspired. I think if they tried, this game would have actually flourished. It sucks that they gave up on it quickly. I would have loved to see how this game would have turned out. If you still have the game, the server shut down, so you can't play it anymore. Gameloft had so many cool ideas, I don't know why they tossed them in the trash. Racing Rivals was a drag racing game made by Glue. It was released on May 22nd, 2014 and was last updated on November 19th, 2018. Race against others to move up in your territory. There are tons of licensed cars to collect with thousands of performance parts to go with them. You can choose to add air filters, turbos, or even superchargers. Add custom wheels from big brands like Volk Racing and Nitro, and even join crews to participate in turf wars. You can even bet pink slips and race for the other person's car, so you better know what you're doing. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store, and if you get it on Aptoid, the servers are shut down. It even said that on its Play Store description. This was honestly one of the best drag racing games I've ever played. It was fun, engaging, and had a lot to offer. And it is still the only drag racing game that had the Cyan TC. I'm glad they actually gave it some love. It does suck that it got shut down. I'm not entirely sure why. The game seemed to be very popular. This was another legendary racing game that had to get taken down. I think at the time it was the only drag racing game that allowed you to bet your own car. Man, sad to see what happened to it. Dubai Racing was a drift game made by 04. It was released on May 18th, 2015 and was last updated on December 23rd of the same year. In this game, you race your opponent to drift around and collect cones. The first person to collect the most cones wins. There are over 15 tracks located in Dubai with over 300 events. There are also a ton of cars and customizations to choose from. You can even hire and train a driver to compete with you. You can even buy a shield to protect your garage if someone attacks you and wins. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store, but Dubai Racing 2 is available on Aptoid. It's pretty much the same thing. Dubai Drift 2 and Turbo League are on the Play Store though. Dubai Drift 2 being an improved sequel and Turbo League being a mobile version of Rocket League. The game is fairly decent. It's not crazy fun since there isn't much to do, but I'd recommend playing the other games if you want a better experience. It is a little nostalgic for me since this was one of my first racing games, but just play the other games. They're a lot better. Race Kings was a drift game made by Hutch Games. It was released on June 20th, 2017 and was last updated on October 30th of that same year. It's a drift duel game where you have to hold the accelerator every time you take a turn. This game was live multiplayer only, meaning every opponent was a real person. It even had a live marketplace. There was even high stakes betting if you wanted to climb the leaderboard. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store and it's not available on Aptoid. And if you still have it, obviously you can't play it anymore since everything was live, which was probably the biggest issue with this game. And the thing is, it actually was a pretty good game. Other than things being really expensive and the live car market only having 3 cars at a time, and since it was completely random, some cars could be completely impossible for beginners to get. Yeah, that was really annoying. I would like if they re-released the game without the always live concept. That's probably not gonna happen though, considering all their attention is on Rebel Racing. But for the brief time this game existed, it was pretty nice. Asphalt Street Storm was a drag racing game made by Gameloft. It was released on June 14th, 2017 and was last updated on July 26th, 2018. This was actually Gameloft's first drag racing game. There were many cool cars to choose from and different weather conditions that actually affect your car's performance. I think the coolest part about this game was that you could race 3 other people at the same time. You could also bet small cash or even your car. I think this was another game Gameloft killed off too quickly. Seeing an asphalt drag racing game was actually kind of refreshing. There were some issues with the game, like focusing on how accurate your shifting was, having a lot of ads, and the AI being really difficult. That's all stuff they could have fixed. I don't know why they had to take the game down. Again, another cool concept they decided to quit on. MMX Racing was a truck drag racing game made by Hutch Games. Yes, you heard me right, you drag raced monster trucks. You can upgrade your truck that starts off small with bigger and bulkier parts. And there are many different monster truck styles such as pickup, muscle car, SUV, and vans. What makes this different from other drag racing games is that you didn't have to shift gears, instead you just had to time your jumps. The game is delisted from the Google Play Store, but you can get it on Aptoid. The game still works offline, so if you want to, you can play it. This is easily one of the top 10 drag racing games. I don't know why they got rid of this. It wasn't even bad. I don't remember a single terrible aspect of this game. They even had a collaboration with WWE where superstars had a unique truck based off of them. Again, this game was near perfect. I don't know why they decided to trash it. 10 out of 10. If you can, play this game. Speed Racing Ultimate is a game made by DreamUp. It's an incredibly fast-paced racing game with many cars and colors to choose from. It's pretty simple, there's not much to it. The first game is still available, however 2, 3, and 4 have been delisted. 2 having more cars and tracks, 3 having more game modes, and 4 being a rally variant. They're all pretty similar in every aspect. All of the game's handling sucks and the graphics are terrible, but this is genuinely one of the most fun mobile racing games I've ever played. I like how it actually is super fast, and it doesn't just make you feel that way. This is a prime example of a game not needing the best graphics to be a lot of fun. I'd say it's still goated with the sauce, so if you want to get the game, you really should. I remember playing these games a lot when I was younger. I think I beat the first and second game. They're all really low in storage size, which makes it even better. Definitely try this game if you can, you won't regret it. Before I get to the last game, I do have an honorable mention. I don't know if this is a real game because it's not on the Play Store nor is it on Aptoid. I actually found this game on Happy Mod, but it's Abolt Nitro 2. There doesn't seem to be a lot of pictures about it, so I'm guessing it either didn't last that long or it's a honeypot of some sort. Maybe it's a way to ban you on the original Abolt Nitro. I could be tripping balls, but who knows. I thought it was interesting. Tza Street is a racing game made by Microsoft. Remember when I mentioned there was another game that did the tab play style? Yeah, this is it. It was released on April 23rd, 2020 and was last updated on September 29th of 2021. I don't even want to go into this game, it's so bad. They called it cinematic racing. No, this is we're lazy and want to make a cash grab. It's actually funny how much this game fell off. It was being hyped up with the launch of Samsung's S20 lineup. This game got clapped on so hard that even resulted to review botting. The game is delisted on the Google Play Store and you can't get it on Aptoid, although I wouldn't know why anybody would want to. This was honestly one of the worst games in general that I've ever played. It's hilarious how much this game flopped. A little advice for corporate companies: people aren't stupid, so quit assuming they are. They couldn't even say goodbye to the 3 players they had when they were shutting down their servers. Honestly, just go play Forza Customs. It's probably much better. It goes to show, if you make crap, that's all you'll get back. Mobile racing games have a big history, filled with lots of good games and lots of bad ones. It sucks that a lot of the good ones end up getting removed, whether it be dumb decisions by devs or just not being seen enough. But hopefully in the future we can get games that don't focus on trying to be the best at everything, but rather being really good at what it's supposed to do.